This is Joseph Honolulu of the YouTube journalist. I don't know why these Russians would attack the city of Donbass, and it's just getting badder and badder at the moment. But Putin should, but Putin's forces are continuing to attack Ukraine, and it's just terrible for what Putin is doing, and it's just terrible. For what for it's just terrible for Putin for Putin continuing to do some genocidal things. Very genocide. That's very genocide. Things that are very genocidal.
Are photos like this for President Putin? It's a major military setback for the Russians.
Wolf, I think they're very embarrassing for President Putin, militarily, internationally, as military experts and armies from navies around the world look at this and see what has happened. It's embarrassing because if it's correct that the Ukrainians sank it, it's the last thing Russia would want to admit. And then also, I think, Wolf, it's a good example of the importance of domestic Russian news. Because remember, back in 2000, there was the Kursk submarine that sank. And it was not in a war, but that information that was withheld from the people was really kind of a turning point. And here, we don't even know at this point how many sailors might have died in this attack and sinking. And you have to understand, really, that there is an information blockade in Russia, not only shutting down independent media, but also any way that you can get independent information in. Good example, YouTube. YouTube has really become kind of like the TV for young people.
It's just terrible for what Putin is doing. This genocidal behavior. What Putin is doing is genocidal because
for a number of years, very influential, 10 million followers.
And it's just terrible for what Putin is doing that is very genocidal.
So I think, if you
and very
comments from Russian officials,
atrocious. And it's the Russians every time that's doing genocidal things.
And she said, my
So
to be like China and have
so
Yeah, it's pretty awful what's going on over there. Disconcerted. MJ, you're there at the White House. More U.S. military aid has clearly arrived in Ukraine this week, but there's no announcement yet on whether a high-level American official will visit the country. What's the latest on those plans? What are you hearing?
Yeah, Wolf, the latest is that there are no plans, certainly, for President Biden to
and it's just terrible for what
made that news a couple of days ago.
that Russia's carrying out so many genocidal behavior
just now
that
in the White House briefing room. But of course, what we do know is that
that's genocidal. That's what Russia is really doing, and it's bad enough that Russia is blowing up Ukraine, and it's just terrible for what Putin is doing. He's destroying Ukraine. So it's just terrible. So Ketanji Brown got nominated for Supreme Court judge. And I say, no matter what does the far right have to do with it, do with Ketanji's nomination. So Putin is always doing genocidal behavior, and that's not going to be tolerated. So what kind of Russian president does so many genocidal things? And it's just terrible for what Putin is doing so far. So you can see this on Instagram, Google Chrome, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Spotify. Again, you can see this on Instagram, Google Chrome, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter and Spotify. For more information on what Putin is doing, because you never know what Putin would do next. For more information on what Putin did and what Putin is going to do, stay tuned to my channel.